Hey there, are you struggling to keep your team aligned, manage projects efficiently, and streamline collaboration? Welcome to ProofHub, the ultimate platform for project management and team collaboration. Whether you're managing small projects or overseeing large scale initiatives, ProofHub provides all the tools you need to stay organized, track progress, and boost productivity. Now, let's get started. First of all, just come to Google, search for ProofHub here. Now let's go to the pricing because I just want to discuss it's going to play a huge role here. It gives you two plan, the essential, right, and this ultimate control, which is all these features is available here. And there's right now this offer is going on, right? And if you think to buy, you can just buy. There's a link given in the description. Now click on start free trial. You have to just enter your name here and your email address and create a password. Now your company name. Now here you have to enter your phone number and this is a proof of URL. Now fill up this captcha and click on continue. Now, how would you describe your interest in using a solution like ProofHub? So you can just go and click on here. Well, likely you can fill up all this information here, right? And click on sign up. But first thing, while starting this up, you can see here before getting started, do you want to use ProofHub for a specific team or across the organization? So I want to use it across the organization. How many people will be using ProofHub? So let's say 6 to 10 here. You can select your time zone and click on next. Now, what are you and your team currently working on? So let's say I will just write here content, right? Now here, let's go and click on next. Now this is the exact dashboard. Now this is the first task. You can write the first task, second task, third task here, but it's not necessary. You can just write it later too. Now I'll just let it be whatever it is. Now this is a backlog in progress and completed, right? Now the three section here. So I like this Kanban board much more better, but we can always explore this all this different here, right? So let's go with this board here. Click on next. You can invite your team member and click on let's get started. Now this is view all the projects that are assigned to you. So I will just skip this part and this is the exact dashboard which is going to be for you, right? Now this is a task, first task, second task here, and we will talk about in deeply just for all this information here, right? And you can see here on the left side there's a lot of information and you can just go to the project section. You can create new projects and templates from here, right? And there's everything. So we'll talk one by one here. Let's go with this one. So if I just go and click on plus icon, so I can create here directly, it's a shortcut. So I can create a project, templates, topic, task, events, notes, time, announcement, and there's a, in person, right? So let's say, first of all, let's go and click on project. So this is a home tab. Now the home tab gives you all this information, what is happening in your dashboard, what is happening in your organization, right? And every information, for example, your shortcuts, you can create directly from here. You can view all your activities, your stickers and everything, right? And this is all the task which has been assigned to you, the project in which you are working on, right? So every information will be shown up here. Now let's get started with the project here. So already we created a project just now while making the account. It was a content. Now if you want to create different here, let's say I just want to create here for the marketing. So I can click on marketing here. I can choose the color. I can write a description and this has been assigned to whichever people, right? I can add all the members from my team and there's a project manager I can assign. For example, let's say the project manager is Ron here. Right now this is a start date, right? I can put an end date. It's not necessary to put an end date here. Now click on categories, so you can add a category. Let's say this comes under content, right? Content marketing. So I'll just come here, add a category. I can add the status, whether it's active or not. So it is active. Now click on next. Now you can add all this information here. So for example, this is a task discussion. I want the notes features too. And if you want to add more features or more section, you can just go and click on add. And here you will able to add more features, add task list here, right? So in this way, you can just create projects. Now let's say go to the marketing section here. Now this is a discussion tab. You can add a topic, right? And you can discuss. So let's say I wanna discuss about the videos making process, right? And you can add in the description, write more about this, and you can add your subscribers and click on add subscribers, in the sense in your team member, right? Now have subject specific conversation, because obviously every team member are just going to open it up, and until and unless they find it really important, right? You know how team members are, right? Now this is a GAN feature. Obviously, this is similar to the all this information. So for example, let me add a task here. So this is a task video 1. So this is a basic overflow. I can just go with the Kanban boards. I will just go to the 3 stages Kanban board here. For example, to do, working on, and done. Right now, same way, you have to fill up all this information and click on add. Right, so in this way, this is a, you can just go with the Gantt and all these features. Oh, I want to skip this all. Right now here you can see this is in a Gantt way, and you can use in a Kanban way too. For example, if I want to go with a Kanban, and there's a no such option here, because when I was using content here, I can view it in the, you can see here, I can view the task in the Kanban. For example, this is a first task, and if I'm working on it, I can move it in progress and move it to the done. So you can see here the color changes. If I just move it back to the working on, you can see here the color changes again. Right now here you will find more information. For example, this is called card, right? And you can just go and fill up all this information. For example, first task 1, the description, you can create subtask, the task history, and all this, which is, well, task history cannot be deleted, which is a good thing. Right, so you can just add all this information, and you can create subtask, and you can move it to the done, whichever it has been assigned to your team member. Right now this is a calendar. So same way, for example, all this information, all the task which has been assigned and on which date it has been assigned will be shown here. For example, task was started on 22 April, so you can see here today is 22. Right, tomorrow there is this task which is going to be started. Right, so you can just see here, and you can, you're able to find that the second task will end on 28th. Right, you can see here second and here, and the third task which is started on 24th will end on 29th. So this is really informative. You can add a notes if you know Notion. So just like Notion or Word document, you can add all this information, you can create all this notes features, everything from here. Right, so that is pretty much useful. Same way, you can just go and upload all these documents and file information here. And this is a time tracking. This help you to track all the timesheet and everything. Right, now we can just skip this part. Now we can add all this information, the time and everything regarding each and every employee. So that is pretty useful. Now this is a workflow section. You can just create a workflow, and workflow is pretty much useful. For example, in which team is working on which type. Now I have selected the board. Now let's say the workflow is regarding 3-stage Kanban. Right, for example, all, I want all, or you can select specific. So here we can just go to the plus icon, and in this way we can create a task, just like how I have shown you inside the project section. Right, which you can help to manage our team flow. So you can, let's see here, task workflow 1. Right, description, and click on add. So you can add in which project. So this is regarding the marketing here, so I can select here. Now this is regarding the task video 1, and I can add the deadlines and the estimate dates and assignees, and there's a lot of information from here. Right, and this is a workflow, so I can just create a new workflow here. Right, this is backlog, and if I just go and click on plus icon, I can create a new way. So this is similar to projects, but this is regarding everything. So for example, there are some of the tasks which is in respect of every team member does it. Right, so in this way you can create it. Now this is a report. So report is very powerful thing, because it's give you all this information. You can export all this information, what is happening in your organization, which employee is working on which task, and how many time they have allocated, or how many hours they have allocated in the specific work. Right, so this is really useful, and you can use it. Now this is a people sections. All your team member will be shown here. Right, and you can just give them access, and you can see here when was the last active time, how many projects has been assigned to them, how many tasks has been assigned to them. Right, pretty useful. Now you can add a team member from here. This is a chat section, so you don't need to juggle between different, for example, workplace communication, we use Slack, but here you can just simply use the chat section, and you can have a discussion with your internal team member. Right, that is pretty much useful, and that is a really good way. Now same goes for you can do much more with this, and pretty useful. And as I told you, collaboration is a key to keep your team aligned and productive. And make sure you just give invite. And finally, ProofHub provides you reporting tools to help you analyze performance and make data driven decisions. You can track metrics, generate reports, export data, refine strategies, and there you have it, a complete step-by-step guide to master projects management and team collaboration with ProofHub. Whether you're tracking progress on assignee task or analyzing performance, ProofHub has a tool to help you succeed. There you have it. Thanks for watching this video.